So my friend and I were in Las Vegas. We actually went down to drop off the roll bar from his Shelby GT350 that he had sold. And so I brought my tools with me because there's always a good chance to stop by to pick apart if we had time and get some parts. And he was very nice to let us go in there and spend a few hours getting parts off of some of the Mustangs. Really sad to see this 2003 Mustang GT sitting in there. It looked very straight. I don't know what was wrong with the car, but it was a nice car. It had the bullet wheels and everything. And when I got there, there was a guy and his girlfriend pulling the wheels off the car, and I was kind of interested in the wheels, but I was mostly there to get the fuel line because the person who parted out the zinc yellow Mustang I have that I'm fixing up had cut the fuel line to get the engine out, and the throttle cable I noticed was also fraying, so I wanted the throttle cable for a 4.6 GT 2-valve car, and I got the hood prop cable as well, and a few odds and ends. Got the hood scoop because I couldn't leave that behind. Those are getting hard to find, especially since they don't really make reproductions of those. And I looked at the wheels and thought those would be good to have, and I just asked him if he was buying the wheels. He said no, he was just interested in the center caps. And I thought, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll take the wheels when he's done with them. So I asked him, how much do they charge for the center caps? Because every time I go to buy wheels at the wrecking yard, the center caps are gone. And he looked at me and just said, I just put them in my pocket. And I said, oh, so you steal them? And he said, yeah. And I was like, okay. And he kind of, I think he got spooked after he had told me and admitted that he was stealing them. And so he just left with his girlfriend, and they had taken the front two center caps, and they left the rear wheels on the car, although the lug nuts were loose. And one of the rear tires was flat and dry rotted, but the other three had almost brand new tires, so I couldn't leave those behind. So I went ahead and got those off the car, but in turn, basically what the kid admitted to is he had stolen from me, because I ended up buying the wheels and I paid for the 4 wheels, and they don't change the price if the center caps are gone. And those center caps have now gone up in price. They used to be 25 a piece and now they're 50. So if you need a full set of those, it's over $200 worth of center caps. So luckily the rear two were still on the car, so I'm only short 2, and I have some extras from over the years, or I can use some from other wheels I'm not using now. And so I got some parts off that car, and then this '03 GT, as I was leaving, I noticed it had a nice Ford intake manifold on it, and I need an intake manifold for Mustang if I do get a Vic engine. The intake manifold is actually the same, but it still had the plenum and the horse and some things like that, so I thought I should probably get that for this other car that I'm working on. And so I went ahead and took the whole top end of the engine apart there, as far as the intake manifold's concerned, and the fuel rails. I got the fuel line off this one too. I had already taken the time to get the one off the other engine, but I just left it connected, and it was a lot easier to disconnect the fuel line down in the fender well. You just pull out a little plastic clip and the whole line comes off, so you don't even have to use the quick disconnect tool and stuff for the fuel line on the rail. So that worked out very nicely. And I got a few other things off of these cars, and I did need the whole bumper. Not the bumper cover, but the actual metal bumper here that's underneath the bumper cover. And so I went ahead and got that, and got some things off this car that I needed as well. And so here my friend had taken a picture of me working on the car. I didn't notice until later, but that's me in my coveralls. I can get so dirty. I actually also got the whole radiator and fan out of this car as well, so you can see that dirty rusty coolant coming out of the bottom of the car. It was hard to get everything out without making a mess, but I'm glad I brought my coveralls with me. And you can see in the cart I have 2 factory air intake systems. I like getting those when I can find them, and one's off a 99, so it actually has the IAT sensor separate, and the other one's off an '03, so it has integrated in the mass airflow sensor. So I thought I might as well get that. So loaded everything up in the cart. Here's the wheels all in one cart, and my friend was helping me push all the other stuff in the other cart, so walked out of there with a ton of parts. I could spend so much time and money and pick apart. And so here's all the good stuff that I got out of that car. It looked really good. I was very happy about that. and it's all stuff that I needed. And so luckily 2 of the center caps were still there, like I said. But it was a really nice, fun trip, and look how deep those tires are. These are nice. Got home, got all these parts unloaded, and that's that. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for more Mustang content and more on this project.